Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Smith, the host of the best business stories of St. Louis, Missouri, the great business stories of St. Louis, Missouri. And I'm here today with Mike Hill, who is the owner and president of Accurate Electric. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it, Dr. Smith.
All right, well, tell us a little bit about your company, little bit about your company, what you do, how long you've been around, etc.
Yeah, so company is called Accurate Electric. We've been around in the St. Louis area for over 30 years, and I purchased the company about 11 years ago, and we've grown it somewhat, and we serve basically the greater St. Louis area. Uh,
Okay,
have about 12 trucks rolling around and 20 employees, and we're able to do just about any kind of job you can imagine anyway. Anything from somebody adding an outlet to putting a ceiling fan to wiring a whole house, wiring a whole business.
mhm. Great. So had you give us a bit about your background? You bought it 11 years ago, but had you been an electrician before that? Had you been an
No,
employee?
no, I actually worked in corporate America. Got a computer engineering degree out of University of Rolla in
Gotcha.
Missouri S&T, and I've been working for AT&T and IBM for a number of years, and got tired of corporate America and wanted to branch out and do my own thing, and purchased this company. The old owner stuck around for about 6 months, and we worked together and were able to make the transfer seamless.
That's great. So you're in corporate America, and you're a technology guy, which is good. All the tech that you talked about, big technical companies, AT&T and IBM. And so, how'd you find the electrical business? Just tell us a bit about that story. You're making a jump. What's common is electricity and technology, but how did you make the leap from a corporate technology guy to electric owner of an electrical company?
Yeah, I'd grown up doing electrical work, wired my own house with my parents when I was in 10th grade, and the house didn't burn down, so I thought that was a pretty good sign. And we worked with my brother over the years. He's a builder, and helped him with various projects in electric. And when I was looking around for a business, looking around for something I could do on my own, this company was one of them that was available. And I took a look at it, went through everything with the company and what they did, and their values, and how they complete work, and was happy. And we made the transition, and we've done very well since then. We really have.
Great. So you've been around for over a decade. So that's great. I mean, you've been around. Your company's been around longer than that, but you've been around over a decade as the owner and CEO or president yourself. So, what is the biggest challenge you had in the last 11 years? What would you say has been your biggest challenge?
I always say if it wasn't for the customers, the employees, and the inspectors, the job would be pretty easy. But
It's a people thing, right? Not a, yeah,
right,
we hire employees, but human beings show up,
if it
right?
was just electrical work, we could get that done pretty easily.
Great. Um, great. So when you look at your business and you guys had a seamless transition, obviously the owner stayed on and you got through that transition, which is great. Congratulations.
Thanks.
As you've gone through, the last 11 years, what's changed the most? Do you have more trucks? Is the technology? Give us a little bit of what you brought to Accurate Electric over that period of time.
Yeah, so we've just made it a more professional organization. You know, we are driving trucks that are fully equipped to do almost any job at a house,
Hmm.
and ready to go. We stock everything that a electrician might need either in the truck or here at the office. And so we're not running around looking for parts and whatnot. We're ready to work when we show up to people's houses. And we
Great.
installed a computer system a few years ago, which auto dispatches and really keeps customers updated with what's going on, so that we're both on the same page as to when we're showing up and what we're doing.
Okay. Great. So you have like a CRM that communicates with your customers and your gotcha. Great.
Yep.
How long ago did you implement that?
We did that about 4 years ago.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, it
Excellent.
was a bit more of
So,
a seat of the pants company before I ended up owning it. They drove some basic white vans and the
right,
rubber was pretty bad on them and they just got by.
right,
But
right. And so I've grown to 20 employees and 12 trucks. How many did you have when you started there?
I've grown the business. It's about 3 times as large as it was when I bought it.
Okay, gotcha. 3x 11 years. That's great. So what would you tell an aspiring business owner, the pros and cons of buying a business? What would you tell someone who's coming up that way? And what would you tell them? What advice would you give them?
I just look very carefully at what the business is and how it makes money. Uh,
Mhm.
the most important thing is to figure out how the business is going to make money and support you and support your employees. The there's a lot of businesses out there for sale that don't make money
Mhm.
and
Right,
is, okay if you know how to turn around that business, but if
mhm,
you're not a professional in that field, you're going to have a hard time turning around a business that isn't making money when assuming people in the business know how to run that business a little bit.
right, right. So the business model's important, making sure that business model makes money. You can see a path forward. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Very good. Where do you see your company going the next 3 to 5 years?
We're just continuing the slow growth. We're looking at just continuing on kind of at the rate we've been going, just kind of one truck, one van at a time, growing, building up skills and the guys that I've hired. And we're member of the IEC, which is an independent electrical contractors group, which my guys go to school for 4 years and get their journeyman license. So growing new crops of those guys up through the ranks and getting them on board is the key to growing the company over time, slowly though.
Gotcha. Yeah. So when we think about employees, a lot of them have employees, right? So I mean, um, not problems, but lack of employees, availability, et cetera. So what kind of programs have you used do you just hire journeymen off the street? Do you bring them in and run them through the apprenticeship program, and then they become journeymen and stay with you, or how do you work that today?
So I do hire off the street some if the right candidate comes to me, but a lot of my hiring is through the IEC. They already have people that have joined and are started first years, and I'll interview the first years and take them on and bring them into the company because they've already made a commitment to be an electrician when they've done that. They they aren't just someone that thinks, oh, electrician might be fun. I'll try it for a while. I'm looking for people that are committed to do it for the long haul. An electrician for 2 years does me almost no good because then I'm just turning around retraining somebody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, electrician surprisingly is a long road to get to be someone that can do a lot of jobs and be profitable for your company.
Gotcha. When you say you focus on, you do all kinds of things for residential, you do commercial as well, right?
Yes.
Um, when you're thinking about your business, do you have different employees that do commercial that do residential or
Yes.
are they?
So we definitely specialize, different employees specialize in different things. I have com employees that do mostly commercial. I have employees that do mostly residential, but we'll get busier on one side or the other, and guys will shift back and forth. Like right now, our commercial's a little bit slow, so I've got some of the commercial guys on the residential side uh, doing those jobs until that picks back up.
Mhm. When you think about your business from a residential and commercial standpoint, are most of those already there, or are you actually going and working with them that are new builds? What's your primary focus, or do you do a little bit of everything?
On the commercial side, we do some ground up builds, but I'd say mostly we're doing rehab type stuff where uh, maybe a tire company bought another tire company and is rehabbing that, and that will we'll go through and uh, basically put all new electric in, all new panels, everything ready for the new tire company to take over.
Gotcha. Okay, good. I like the rehabs. Okay, and then from a residential standpoint, you
Uh,
focus on
we,
new.
yeah, we don't do a lot of new builds. We do
Mhm.
mostly remodels, new kitchen, baths, uh,
Okay, gotcha.
somebody installing a car charger, somebody
Okay,
installing a hot tub, somebody installing a swimming pool. Those are the kinds of jobs that we do every day.
great. Yeah, let's talk about that evolution over the last 10 or 11 years. So from the evolution, what have you seen change? Obviously, one sprung to mind is the car chargers. That's a big change. But
Sure.
what other changes have you seen that's come over that time that really stands out to you?
The code has changed somewhat over
Okay.
time. So, we have to go to classes and keep up to date on the current code standards that they're pushing arc fault breakers and GFI breakers in people's panels. And it's a large expense for a panel to arc fault the whole panel. And so a lot of the
Mhm.
communities are pushing back against that and not implementing those rules so that a panel change doesn't go from maybe being a $1,500 panel change to now being a $4,000 panel change or something.
Okay.
So that that's the thing that's coming down the line though, and it'll eventually take hold. It'll just take time.
Right. So I think about when I'd rental properties, when I would convert them, have someone move out, there was a time I'd convert them, right, from time to time. Also, I was incentivized by insurance, right, to move to the bigger panel. When you get houses that are, 50, 60 years old, you move to the bigger panel, the insurance was a lot, nobody likes the fuses anymore, right?
Right, right. So yeah, I mean, back in the 70s, they were doing aluminum wiring. Uh,
Yep.
Insurance companies have a problem with that. And so we do some remediation on things like that. There's various things that old Federal Pacific panels and Sylvania panels that are fire hazards, and insurance
Okay.
companies will ask us to change those out for them.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, what's your favorite electrical type work that you like to do or get involved with? Which one's your favorite?
Uh, we love a simple panel swap. It's,
Yeah.
new meter, new panel. That's a great project for us, simple and in and out in a day. So those are fun little projects. But like I say, we do a lot of commercial, like ground ups. We did a Freddy's, we did a Mellow Mushroom. Uh,
Gotcha.
those are fun projects too. I really like those.
Right, part of the restaurant, the growing restaurants and et cetera. Those are great. There's a lot of those things that are, I see some of them swapping out from, I see a lot of them swapping out from one, from some of, Burger King will close down, a Starbucks will open up
Yeah,
in it. So things that are
yeah.
going
Well,
on.
the steak and shakes are becoming Freddy's basically. You know.
That's true. That's true. Or
Yeah.
a lot of them are knocked down, made a total
For a
accessory or,
while, we were doing chicken restaurants right and left, and then
oh
for a while we were doing a lot of veterinarian clinics because private equity came in and started buying up the the private veterinarian clinics and
yeah,
making
right.
consolidating those. So we were doing those for quite a while, right and left.
Great. Those are great trends. Thanks for sharing those trends with us.
Yeah.
Um, when you look at your business right now, what is the greatest challenge that you see that, like really keeps you up at night? Um, what really, what's your biggest challenge you can think of?
Uh, just getting paid at the end of jobs is a big challenge for us, especially with commercial work. They
Okay,
seem to be, not wanting to give us the final checks, having to
right,
chase them around, get lawyers involved. It's just not the kind of business I want to run. I just want to get the job
right.
done. It's not that there was any problem with the job I did. They just don't want to pay me. So that's an ongoing problem with customers and commercial work.
Yeah, great. What kind of, I mean, obviously in the big commercial ones, you're all part of a bunch of subs and everything else, but
Mhm.
has your CRM system helped you collect when you're out doing residential work for people? Doing a
Yes.
panel change, okay, electronics, you take a
Yeah.
credit card payment, et
Yeah, it
cetera.
really helps a lot to be able to, best thing is when, you can face the client and say, I'm done the job here, we can take your credit card right here on the spot, makes it a lot
Okay.
easier. So that's helped a lot through the years, really cut those down. And the problem we run into is, the guys are finishing the job and the homeowner runs out to pick up their kids from school and they don't see the
All
homeowner
right.
come back.
Yeah, I got you. I find a reason. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They won't be back until you leave. All
right.
right.
We'll be down the
Uh,
street with the neighbors till you leave.
all right. Another question I have. So the big thing you hear on Facebook and social media, et cetera, is the focus on these electric cars. So if you have what challenges are you seeing in installing, the chargers for these electrical cars? Any challenges that you're finding as you're going into residential homes doing that?
Most of it's straightforward. Not really. I think people want to know how much it costs a lot of times. They're like, oh, the dealer told me it'd be $500. And it's like, well, it's $500 if your panel's in your garage. But if your
Yeah,
panel's on the other side of a $5,000, 5,000 square foot home,
yeah,
and it's a finished basement, we're going to have some work to do.
right. Gotcha. Now, does the power for an electric car, I mean, really, I keep hearing that, if everybody got an electrical car, then you'd have to increase the power grid, all those things. Is it really tapping out our electrical power here in central Missouri or, eastern Missouri?
No, Ameren's pretty ahead of the game, and they've
Okay.
been upgrading over the years, so they really have come and kept up with things. I haven't seen any brownouts or blackouts or anything like that caused by electrical cars. People are charging their cars at night when the
Mhm.
system can handle it, and
Okay.
Ameren's come out with the program where cheaper electricity at night versus during the day, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
helped them out a lot. So they're on top of things and balancing things, and not unlike other areas like California and stuff that they have some real problems with keeping their grid up to date.
Gotcha. So when we think about your business and you got, 20 employees and growing, you run 12 service trucks that are out there. What's your secret to success? Is it the culture? Is it leadership? What's your secret to success that helps you continue to grow?
I think customer service is the secret to success, being customer friendly, being uh, responsive to customers. Uh, a lot of trades get a bad name because they uh, either don't call customers back or they don't show up on time or they never
Mhm.
show up, and just being very reliable. That's really the key to success.
Gotcha. That's excellent. That's excellent. So if there's one thing that you want to say about your industry or your profession or your company, what would that be? That obviously your customer service is very good. You do residential, commercial, but anything else that you want to say that really I do like the logos that you have. The trucks are really nice. You got an excellent website.
Thank you.
Anything else that you would say that really stands out from your organization? I mean, I know customer service, but tell us a little bit about your technicians.
Yeah, so they're trained up through the IEC for your program to
Right.
be journeyman, and they really get hands-on training in the field, but they also get the book training and the code training in the classes. So they're getting it from both ends, where a lot of companies maybe they just hire out of a school that does a 2-year program and then they come in and work for them, and it's really not, they don't have the hands-on experience that you need when you start working in
Gotcha.
people's homes. And that's really key, is to have that experience, one, dealing with the customer, and two, in how to accomplish the task. You got to be able to look at the project and understand completely how you're going to accomplish it, the minute you walk in.
Gotcha. What's your busiest time of year? What's the time of year that you're? I know
Summer,
HV is different
yeah,
than electrical, right? But
yeah, midsummer is really our busiest time, from basically April to now to, yeah, we usually get a little slowdown at back to school here, and then it really And if you talk about slow season, it's when the ground freezes. So it's, January, February is when we get a little bit slow.
Gotcha. Great. Anything else you want to add today as we wrap up here on our call?
No, I'm all good. Appreciate
All right,
taking the time to talk to me about this.
All right, again, Mike Hill from Accurate Electric. Mike, how can anybody get a hold of you? What's your website?
Yeah, it's real easy. It's accuratestl.com is our website. And then, of course, our phone number is 636-225-1020. And we are only open during business hours. So if you call after hours, just leave a message and we'll get back to you the next day.
Great. Thanks again for being on the Great Business Stories of St. Louis, Missouri. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for taking the time.